Well, hello everyone. Happy Friday. It's a nice brisk day here in Regina, and we're enjoying the freezing cold weather and wind chill, but went out and did grocery shopping anyway. Well, today we have 3 shoutouts because we have 3 mail calls. I've opened these and taken them out of the envelope already. The first one is from Susan H333, and it says on the front, "Glory to God in the highest." And inside she says, "Chef Ian and Glennis and Browen, Merry Christmas. Much love to you. Love, Susan, Gucci, and Lewis." If you know her channel, that's her 2 cats. "And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people." That's from Luke 2, verse 10. Well, thank you, Susan. That's a very nice card. We'll put it up with all our other cards. Our second channel shout out is from Midlife Mamaw. It's Tracy and Dan. I don't know if you can see that or not. It says, "A wonderful Christmas wish." It says, May your greatest gifts this Christmas be the love and good company of family and friends. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We love your channel. Love and hugs from your fans and friends in East Tennessee, Tracy and Dan." And there's a card. I don't know if you can see that. I always have trouble. There we go. It says Merry Christmas. There's some pictures there from Midlife Mamaw. That's really neat. Well, thank you, Tracy and Dan. And there's one in the mail to you too, so hopefully you'll get it. And our third shout out and card is from Cindy at Burning Sands Exploration and also Cindy Vlogs. And I'll hold that one up there. You can see that. It says, "O holy night." Inside, "May the miracle of Christmas be with you. Your YouTube friend, Cindy. Burning Sands Exploration, Cindy Vlogs." Well, thank you, Cindy. So thank you, Susan. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Tracy and Dan. And all of you have a very, very Merry Christmas. All right. Let's get on to our story time for today. And in keeping with the season, we're going to look at something that I don't know if it's as common now as it was when I was younger, but mistletoe. How many of you have kissed someone under the mistletoe? Let's take a look at the history behind it, shall we? It seems strange to many people that each Christmas season, mistletoe, a parasitic plant, has the unique, mischievous, and delightful role of holiday matchmaker. Yet a stolen kiss on a cold moonlit evening is only one of the many reasons for the centuries this waxy, leafy green plant has been tacked over doorways all around the world during the month of December. The plant received its name from 2nd century Anglo-Saxons. In Old English, mistle or mistle is the word for dung, as in fecal matter. Nice. And tan means twig. So mistletoe is the Old English version of the word we know today as mistletoe. The name implies the plant sprang to life from bird droppings on tree branches. The inspiration behind the plant's christening, though true, might seem a bit crude and distasteful today. But to people of the 1st and 2nd century, it was a radiant sign of God's power to bring life from death, to create something beautiful and robust from something ugly and useless. In ancient times, mistletoe was viewed with awe. It was considered a miracle plant. During the harshest days of winter's fury, when most everything else had died, this small, flowering, seemingly rootless plant thrived in the treetops. It offered beauty and color, life and hope, mystery and wonder. Even before the time of Christ, the early Greeks and Celts believed mistletoe was sacred. They taught that only God's powerful touch could bring a new plant out of winter's dead wood and nourish that plant during the year's most brutal days. For this reason, people of many different faiths have considered mistletoe a sacred and noble gift that represents life, hope, and security. Many Christians even believed it was the key to understanding God and His purpose for humankind. They claimed that if you understood how mistletoe grew, why it survived and thrived each winter season, as well as how it spread, you would understand the Lord and your relationship with him. It seems strange that a parasite, a plant that literally sucks the life out of another living organism, could inspire such awe. Yet mistletoe is radically different from most of nature's other parasites. It is a beautiful, flowing plant which flourishes at a time when all other living creatures fight for life. Its growth cannot be controlled, nor, it seems, can the plant be eradicated. It seems to grow out of nothing, and yet appears to be everywhere. It is little wonder that ancient civilizations were so mystified by mistletoe. Scandinavian warriors would stop fierce battles if they or the opposing soldiers suddenly found themselves under trees where mistletoe grew. They believed that to continue a war beneath a plant that God had given to the world as a sign of life would dishonor him. A host of other societies soon adopted this rule as well. For millions of people, mistletoe became not just a symbol of peace, but a sign that demanded peace. Growing out of this role as peacemaker, mistletoe took on another role, that of protector. Plants were cut from trees and nailed or tied over doors of homes and barns to ward off enemies. Mistletoe was said to be so powerful that even the most fearsome of the forest beasts would not threaten a home with the plant hung over its door. By the Middle Ages, mistletoe was placed over babies' cribs to ward off illness and evil spirits. Mistletoe's leaves and berries, though poisonous if ingested, were diluted and used in medicines. The plant was credited with treating epilepsy, apoplexia, palsy, tuberculosis, and stroke. Even today, mistletoe is being studied by researchers as an antidote in the fight against cancer. Yet while mistletoe could heal if used in the right way, it was supposedly the ultimate weapon when used in a negative way. A Norse legend held that mistletoe shaped into an arrow was the most powerful force in the world and could instantly bring down the mightiest warrior. The only way this fallen soldier could be saved was if a loved one used mistletoe berries to restore his life. As this legend of one of restorative power of mistletoe berries migrated to England, the plant became a symbol of love. When a couple kissed under the plant, they had to stop and kiss. When a couple passed under the plant, they had to stop and kiss. If they did, God would bless them with everlasting love. Still, to make sure that this custom was not abused, the boy had to pick one berry for each kiss. When the berries were gone, the kissing was supposed to stop. Charles Dickens even wrote about mistletoe in one of his epics. The great writer's words in A Christmas Carol emphasized the strange power the plant held over those who encountered it. Quote, "From the center of the ceiling of this kitchen, old Wardle had just suspended with his own hands a huge branch of mistletoe. And this same branch of mistletoe instantaneously gave rise to a scene of general and most delightful struggling and confusion, in the midst of which Mr. Pickwick, with gallantry that would have done honor to a descendant of Lady Tollinglower herself, took the old lady by the hand, led her beneath the mystic branch, and saluted her in all courtesy and decorum." Unquote. At about the same time Dickens wrote this, in 1843, Christians adopted mistletoe as a Christian symbol. The English Christians knew that Christ had brought the promise of everlasting life to a barren and hopeless world. When Christ's message was beginning to shake the very core of the world, the leaders in power decided to nail him to a tree. They believed this would end Christ's influence and halt his message. But like the mistletoe, the beauty and power of the Son of God sprang forth from the tree on which he was nailed, and the world took note. For Christians, the plant thus became a symbol of life after death, of faith that was so strong it could grow even in the midst of darkness. Like mistletoe, God's love and true faith could survive even the most barbarous times and the darkest days. And believing in Jesus as Savior brought personal peace even in the midst of war. Christians across Europe seized upon the religious symbolism of the mistletoe and no longer posted the plant over their doors to ward off evil spirits, but to show the world that they believed in the love of God that had been sent to the world through his Son. The power of the plant that thrived in the toughest of times also represented their faith. Christians believed that God would see them through persecution, wars, famines, and plagues. His grace would cover them even in the darkest and coldest days. A French legend further enhanced the view of mistletoe as a sign of God's love and further endeared the plant to Christians everywhere. The legend stated that a single sprig of mistletoe grew on the cross where Jesus died. It was said that the plant represented the undying love of God, and the undying love God had revealed to the world through the sacrifice of his Son, and the new life that would spring from the brutality that had taken place on the cross. The roots of this new growth would not be visible, but would be nourished by something unseen. Thus, mistletoe not only symbolized faith, it also came to stand for a love that would not die. As mistletoe crossed the world from tree to tree, so the story of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection crossed the world from person to person. And though many powerful men have tried to halt and discredit the message, they had no more success than those who tried to rid the natural world of mistletoe. For hundreds of years, people of faith who kissed under mistletoe vowed to keep not only their love for each other strong, but their love for the Lord as well. Along with the faith and love represented by the plant that grew strong even in the harshest days of winter, came a hope and understanding that brought peace to all who truly believed. Through their faith, the Christians of the time proved the ancient Greeks and Celts' prophecy correct. Mistletoe did indeed hold a key to understanding God's greatest and most important gift to the world. Today, the mistletoe's Christian message of peace, faith, and hope has been largely lost. But even if in a rather childish fashion, the message of love has remained. That is why mistletoe is mentioned in countless Christmas songs, movies, and TV shows. The green and red plant can be seen topping silly hats and decorating all kinds of clothing. It can also still be found hanging over millions of doors. In a world that often embraces Christmas without embracing its real meaning, maybe it's time to bring mistletoe back into the church. Maybe by having the green sprig with red berries hanging in a house of worship, people can reclaim mistletoe as the symbol of sustaining faith, hope, and love. There we have it, the story behind mistletoe. Now, some of you may be thinking, red berries? I thought mistletoe had white berries. Well, there is two varieties of mistletoe, one with red berries and one with white. And the same is true of holly. There is a variety of holly that has white berries, and a little rarer than the red berries that we're used to. So anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the story behind mistletoe, its symbolism, and why we hang it in doorways at Christmas time. Besides, for those of us that like getting kissed. Alrighty, time for our groaner of the week. Well, a fellow who is a fairly renowned artist was walking down the street in a town one day and passed a small delicatessen. And he noticed a rather scraggly-looking, unkempt kitten lapping up milk out of a saucer on the right next to the door of the store. And he did a double take and looked again, and he realized that the saucer was a very valuable piece of antique bone china, and worth quite a bit of money. So he went right into the delicatessen, and he asked to speak to the owner. And the owner said, "Yes, can I help you?" He says, "Yes, I noticed a kitten outside drinking some milk out of a saucer." The owner says, "Yes. I'd like to buy the kitten. I'll give you $1 for him." The owner goes, "Oh, no, not for sale." "All right, I'll give you $5. "Well, I don't know. "All right, $10. $10, I'll buy the kitten." "Well, all right, $10 it is. Let's see your money." So the artist hands over the $10. Well, I take it for $10, and I'm buying the kitten. You won't mind throwing in the saucer. And the delicatessen owner says, no, 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 no. That's my lucky saucer. I've sold 34 cats so far this week because of that saucer. So there you go. If you want to get rid of your kittens, let them drink milk out of an expensive saucer, and don't throw the saucer in with the deal when you sell the kitten. Alrighty. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday. We're moving up closer to Christmas here by day. I think there's only about 12 days left. So enjoy your weekend. Get your Christmas shopping done if you haven't already. And until Tuesday, take care, stay safe, and God bless.